Have you checked the children? You're a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Bienvenidos, Fright fans, and welcome to the horror show. I'm Jaime and Fuego.
I'm Homewrecker.
And we are about to do a long overdue bit of a selection from none other than Sam Glass, one of our most esteemed and constant supporters. We love the hell out of you, man.
Yes. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
And thank you for this one, too, because I really enjoyed this one.
And this is one that I actually told Marcia, I was like, when I saw it at a film festival a few years ago, it was one of those virtual ones during the pandemic. I was like, this is very much like kind of in your ilk because I'm a man and it's a very female-centric sort of situation, but also in a sadistically amusing sort of situation. And so for that reason, I was very much happy when I've actually reviewed this personally on my own channel in Fuegotainment, But what did you, madam, think about the craziness of this? I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it fun. Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't like, this really high production
It's not amazing.
Movie that, you would, pay, I don't know, pay money to see. I should say that. No. It was really fun, though.
It is very much a streaming movie.
It really was, and it was something that was kind of really fun to have, and the relationship between the characters and the, what's going on, you're going through and okay, there's definitely a higher motive here, what is it? And then, that kind of weird single white female feeling where this lady just kind of went mental for
massively mental in
yeah,
some
and you're
regard.
like, what is happening?
Without spoiling stuff too much.
And then the payoff was really great, and just it went way over than I thought it was gonna go.
Same.
And the twist at the end was whoa, okay, this is real, this is happening. So I really enjoyed it. I thought the overall cast was really well played out, and the acting was done well, and nothing really pulled me out of the movie. So for such a lower budget movie, I thought they did a fantastic job. I think the story was really what saved this movie.
Yeah. Well, I also thought the performance from our two leading ladies was really on point.
Yeah.
Because we have
the chemistry was there.
We have one who has a connectivity with a certain man, and then we have another one who also does, and that's why these two women are brought together, which is really kind of crazy, especially with the one who is the lurer. That's not really a word, the lurer, the one who is luring the other one and trying to be her friend, and watching her in a gym setting and trying to.
Yeah, sorry. It's just at the beginning of the movie, you kind of get the feeling that this woman is just really lonely and is trying to connect with somebody, and is
it unravels a little bit.
Yeah, and so when she finally gets her hooks into this one girl, it didn't. I mean, it felt weird, and but still a little innocent. And then she invites her back to her house, and then she's faced with this situation, which I'm sure everybody's been in, where you're like, okay, now I'm here. How do I get out?
Yeah, trapped.
I feel
and that's where I have to ask you, as an industry professional yourself, have you had a situation where, I mean, even not the home situation, but back to the coffee bar, where somebody is so desperately trying to continue talking to you and.
And you're just trying to get out.
And you just know, you're just I need to peace out.
That's definitely happened to me. Even if it wasn't face-to-face. I mean, I've done phone work before where you're I'm getting sucked down a rabbit hole I'm going to be stuck in for the next half hour, and I just don't want to. I feel for you, but this is obviously, there's something wrong. Yeah,
because both of those beats in the film made me feel very uncomfortable.
Yes.
As I think they're supposed to, right?
Right. Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure we've all been in a situation like that where you're I really feel for this person, and I know they feel they're really trying to find someone to connect with, but I'm really not that person. And you're but there's something inside of you is I need to get out of this situation, and you really they did a really good job capturing that.
Yeah.
And she just, I don't know, she kind of, I think she was the I guess the the one, the person who's trying to make friends with this other girl, she did something that was able to disarm her and make her think like, oh, this is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then she quickly realized like, no, her first instinct was right, and she really needed to get out of there.
Yeah.
So, and then everything else started to unfold where she realized she wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, and also the said actress who is put in a position that she's very much like not okay with is she was in Starry Eyes, which was incredible, and she was also in the Dr. Sleep adaptation.
Yep.
Yeah. So she has chops, man, and she really brings it in this situation. She doesn't she's more of a introverted, kind of I'm doing my own thing sort of bit, but then in the back half when she starts to realize the connectivity with a certain someone, which we're not going to mention because we're not spoiling shit, and I mean, after it really goes nuts. Like the third act goes nuts in this movie, which I appreciate, man.
It goes off the rails, but not
not in a
bad way.
No.
Like it's just like, oh, that escalated, I should say. Not
it was
off
almost
the rails.
like an assumed escalation with like the setup of the situation.
And what I really do like too is that the victim fights back rather quickly. Like she gets herself in a situation, but she also is like very creative of finding ways on to get out of it. It doesn't really work out for her a lot of the times, but she never gives up. And
good writing
I really
that doesn't
like
always
that.
play out. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that because it like just because you're in a situation doesn't mean you have to be stupid and not try to get out or like not be able to find ways. Because if you're naturally, I mean, from most people, I guess for myself, like if I find myself in a situation where I'm like, this is not gonna end
I would
well,
imagine you would rage like
you're
a
gonna
motherfucker.
try everything to like.
It's like that person picked the wrong woman to put
like,
into
how
said
do I get
situation.
out of this, right? She was expecting her to kind of just be dumb and just kind of like fall to her trap into her devices and just do whatever. And she. But she was so self-aware and like observant of the situation that she's like, no. I'm not gonna drink what you just handed me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You're actually reminding me of the fact that she acts like she's kind of out of it when she's not completely.
Yeah, she's smart,
incredibly smart and sharp in that regard.
And which makes it fun because like the other person who you think like she's not going to be able to overpower and to do all of these things to her is capable. So you really learn a little bit about yourself of underestimating the other person in this situation, and as a viewer going like, how is this going to play out, right? And I kind of like that kind of cat and mouse game where nobody's really the mouse. In this situation because they're both very strong.
Truly. And I would most definitely say that like from a musical standpoint and most notably from a like cut-in visual standpoint, like Hunky Boys, like the entire board game sequence is one of the most hilarious.
I loved it.
It made me laugh so freaking hard. Like,
I loved it.
And I watched it I've watched this movie like 3 or 4 times at this particular point because there was the festival accessibility and then there was like the later times where it's on, I think it's on Shudder. Anyway, don't quote me on that, but dude,
I don't remember where I saw it, but
it's hilarious and very much making me think of girls that I knew back then.
Like we had like Dream Date and all of that
because
stuff.
you and I are both of the
Girl
same age,
talk.
and so we can we can laugh about this because holy shit, it just captured that little bit. Yeah,
that was definitely a thing when I was young, for sure.
Definitely, totally.
And I enjoyed that nod to that too, like talking about somebody who can't like get out of the past, like.
Which is why she was veering back to those sort of situations. And, I still kind of sympathize with her character a little bit, despite the fact that she's a psycho bitch and we're not going to,
She definitely was used and misled.
Well, most
notably
notably,
misled.
most notably by whom, and so that's all too often what happens with indiscretions is all that I'm going to say.
Right.
I guess,
Yeah.
Having experienced some myself previously.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, I mean, I would recommend this movie to anyone.
Same. double down. This
it's-
movie's fun.
it-
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's funny. It does go dark in the back half, though.
Yeah.
Which is what you're expecting, right?
Right, and if you want like a nice like cat and mouse kind of mystery, because it kind of is. It definitely is a little bit of
Of a
a
holding captive and like, maybe I'll be nice to you and so on and so forth and let you go
yeah.
and blah
Like,
blah
just
blah.
do what I
And
say and I'll let
feel-
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel,
you're not gonna let
I
me
feel
go.
like
No,
that's
I'm not
even
gonna.
a minor spoiler. I'm
No,
sorry,
I'm not
but
gonna. I'm not gonna let you go.
yeah,
But-
I've seen the trailers, and the trailers
Yeah.
at least show that that's what transpires.
Yeah.
Is the way that Blondie is treating our lead lady. So but man, I must say, Sam Glass, I am very, very glad that I got to have this discussion. Most notably, not just as myself, as silly as that sounds, but with the awesomeness of Marcia Parker, because I wanted a female perspective on this film, because this is a very lady-centric bit of horror thriller.
Right.
And dude, yeah, I'm glad she liked it.
Yeah,
it kind
I
of makes
do.
me happy.
I do, and it just goes to show, ladies, like no man is worth going to these lengths, because it's like they could have been friends.
Yeah.
They really could have.
Well, the one wanted them to be. I mean, shit, dude. Yeah. Yeah,
Not anymore.
It goes
Yeah, that
into
kind of shit
bad
sailed,
areas. Yeah.
But no, it was really fun and I enjoyed it. It was really kind of also kind of relieving to watch with a lot of the heavier stuff that's coming out right now.
I love lighthearted horror, dude.
It
I like
was-
laughs with my horror.
Yeah.
I really do. I've experienced that just this month, where
Yeah.
it was like watching old people. I'm just like, ugh.
Oh,
My God, I'm like, it's
was it really hard to watch? Like
well,
heavy?
it wasn't hard to watch. It was just like there was no hope or humor or anything
no.
like that.
That's why I
And
haven't watched it
yeah,
yet.
I'm kind of over having that stuff, which I think inundates me with hopelessness. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we digress.
This is a fun
This is
horror
fun.
movie.
Yes.
Fun horror movies kick ass, man. I mean, whether it's Evil Dead or Scary Movie or whatever the hell it may be, yes, positively themed sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
always
I
appreciate it.
appreciate it. Definitely something that went underneath everybody's radar because
Yeah.
I never heard of this before, and then I watched it because you're like, yeah, this would totally be
I'm
you.
like, this one's fun.
and I agree. So. Yay! We had another. We can put
know.
this on the list of movies
Yes,
that we
we
liked.
can.
We liked
there's,
together.
There's so few. There's so few at this point, man. I mean, aside from you and me hating on movies like the shark films and the tarantulas and shit. But yes, Marcia Parker kicks ass, and we want you to ask Marcia Parker to review stuff, or myself, or whatever the hell it may be. I extend a grande gracias, and if you want to actually give that sort of inquiry, down below, all of the Patreon sort of stuff is very easily accessible. And yes, we are exceedingly appreciative. And as I have not done this in a while, I have been Jaime and Fuego.
I'm Marcia Parker.
And until next time, Frank fans, remember,
Stay
Stay
scared.
scared.